Good morning, everyone. This is Melvin Middleton, and it is 3:37 a.m., and I am wide awake. Awake for a good reason because I am on the cusp of completing my first children's book, and the title is PJ's Homecoming Experience. It chronicles the exploits of PJ, a 10-year-old boy who goes to visit his brother in college, and not just any college, an HBCU, or historically black college and university. And of course, this happens during homecoming time. So the entire story centers around PJ and his brother's experience throughout the homecoming weekend. And so this is something that any HBCU supporter, alum, student, professor within a college of education who teaches maybe a children's literature class would need to have on their shelves because it tells a story that is so central to so many of the lives of African Americans, but is not, or to my knowledge, has not really been told in the form of a children's book, a picture book with brilliant, vibrant illustrations by an up and coming illustrator who will remain nameless at this point, but who is diligently working to create the perfect backdrop to the words that I've created. This labor of love of mine that began as a seed in the late 90s as I was a student in Dr. Holmes's Intro to Children's Literature class has been something that I have been wrestling with accomplishing for almost the past 20 years, or actually over the past 20 years. And so now I have finally completed, or essentially I'm on the cusp of completing this labor of love that has been 2 decades in the making. And so, what I'm asking each of you to do is to potentially contribute to this endeavor by investing in my Kickstarter campaign. And when I say investing, I do mean investing because you will receive not only some copies of the book, but you will also potentially receive some additional tokens of appreciation based on your level of contribution, whether it is as a patron, as a bronze, silver, gold, platinum, or super platinum patron. There are different levels of tokens that go with that level of contribution. This is something that can become a part of history, a part of the traditions within families. I can remember back when I was a child reading books, Clifford, Curious George, of course, Dr. Seuss, The Cat in the Hat. John Steptoe probably is the first African American author that I can remember. But I'll tell you one thing, I've definitely fallen in love with some of the more recent books that have come out. And some people like Julius Lester and Jerry Pinkney, Diane Murray, and then one of my favorite illustrators, Brian Collier. I would love to, at some point, for Mr. Collier to illustrate one of my books. And an amazing illustrator and author, Kadir Nelson. This guy will definitely be my dream illustrator. So, Mr. Nelson, if you hear this message, please respond to one of my emails because I would love to collaborate with you at some point. But all that to say that this is something that has been in my spirit for the past 20 years. And I've finally gotten to a place where I put pen to paper and actually completed the work. And so I'm asking those of you who can to provide some financial investment in this endeavor with not only receiving some of the tangible gifts, but knowing that you are potentially investing in the future literacy for our young people. And we know that education is something that is crucial to all of us, and learning to read and enjoying to read is something that we must master so that we can be productive and literate citizens within society. So again, I ask that you please consider contributing, investing in my Kickstarter account. And there is tons of information on the site, so please take some time to look at that. If you have any particular questions, my contact information is provided as well. And so prayerfully, this labor of love will go to press and be ready for distribution in November, just in time for Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa. And that'll give you time to send this to your favorite children or your favorite HBC alums and students alike. So please consider, and I thank you in advance for all the wonderful things that will happen based on your contributions. And again, thank you for listening, and thank you for potentially investing. Be blessed.